Hey, welcome back everybody to Growing Organic. Okay, I have some food scraps from my kitchen. I always put everything in this little container, and as it fills up, I like to empty it before it starts rotting. Usually a couple days is the longest I like to leave things in here, maybe a little more, but I accumulate about this much every couple days. So you can see down here I have a tree. And what we're going to do, instead of making a compost pile, we're going to do a direct burial method. And this is, I consider this composting in place. So without having to make a compost pile, without having to buy a compost tumbler, this is going to be your easiest, quickest way to reuse your food scraps and grow more food in your garden and not throw these into the landfill. This is something a lot of people are doing, is wasting a lot of food scraps that could go into growing more food in their garden. This is going to be a really easy way to help fertilize your trees. You can see here I have an avocado tree, and just recently I started doing this technique, so let's get into this. And what I'm going to do is scrape this away here. Again, move all that mulch back. Got a thick layer of mulch, leaves. You can see different vegetation that I just sprinkle over the top, which you really want to do on all your trees. Okay, I'm just gonna push that mulch. I'm gonna move that little tree as well, moringa. Just get these out of the way. Give yourself about 12 inches of room. So once you get the leaves, let me show you this. Some nice worms in there. See, they're really starting to come back more since I've been mulching this technique, because you're getting a direct location for the worms to eat, and by putting the mulch over the top, it's a perfect environment for them. Now that I got the leaves back about that far, I'll just set these worms aside here. We'll put them on this later, and then I'm going to dump my food scraps right there. You can see I got a few different things. Some pineapple, avocado peel, bell pepper, an avocado pit, kiwi, pieces of kiwi, a piece of broccoli, carrot top, a lot of coffee grinds, that's what you see, all that black stuff, banana peel. So I'll probably want to take off that plastic there. So it's not that big deal right now, but so you want to kind of flatten this down. I'm not a big fan of putting onions in or garlic, because the worms are not going to want to eat that. A little bit of citrus. You don't want too much of the citrus as well, because the worms don't like citrus peel or too much onion. So I'm going to make sure I don't give them too much of that. All right. Actually, what I'm going to do is, now that I kind of showed you what I have, I'm going to actually dig these down, get the dirt back. Just taking my hands here, you can see just lightly scraping some of this dirt back. So every week I have kind of different fruit or vegetable trimmings that will go into this pile. So I'm actually getting into the root area, but very lightly. I go down about maybe an inch, and then just go and dump this stuff back in. Try to get it to lay kind of flat. If it's a thick thing like that, try to push it down, wiggle it a little bit so it's like that. So that thin layer of dirt that we scraped back over here, just go ahead and push that and kind of just flick it back over like that. Just dust it. And the reason I'm doing this just in one area around this avocado tree is because I'll do it here in one one week, and then maybe next week I'll do it over here on this side, over here, and I'll move the mulch back. But you don't want to do it in the exact same spot over and over again. You want to wait like a month or so, because I have multiple fruit trees. I can do this, so I can switch off. So let's get a little more coverage. You just want to make sure it's dusted, especially if you have rat problems. Like they may dig in and try to eat the eggshells. I don't have that many eggshells this time. Usually I have a lot of eggshells. Okay, so then go ahead and try to push that down a little bit. Just pack the dirt around lightly, and then pull all this mulch back over like that. Make sure it's completely covered evenly, and then kind of lightly pack it back down as well. And then we will water it really well. The rats, very unlikely that they're gonna be able to will dig this up or smell anything, because once you water it, it kind of seals it all off, and it's going to be very hard for them to just dig into this. So very easy way to compost and use up your food scraps. If you have any tree or outdoor space, you can use the same technique. Okay, I'm just going to hose all that, make sure everything's hosed down really good in that area. Also, what I can do is I can set some of these small pots over here, the ones that were sitting here before. I'll set them on top of this. If you're concerned about rats or animals digging this up, go ahead and set some of these bigger pots right on top of where you did that, and kind of encircling that whole area. The worms will still be able to get under there and do their work, but the rats won't be able to dig it up. If you have this thick layer of mulch and leaves and different decomposing vegetative matter that I'm always throwing on top of around these trees, a thick layer, and a little layer of dirt I did. So you don't really have to dig. It's a no dig method. Easy, probably the easiest composting method you'll ever try to do. I mean, you just saw how much time it took. Literally only a couple minutes. So there you have it. I'll do this again basically every 3 or 4 days. You know, it just depends on how fast I fill up my little container I have in my kitchen. So it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days, it could be 6 days, it could be 2 days. Sometimes you have a lot of stuff in your fridge that you look in the back and you just realize there's a lot of food rotting and you forgot about, and then you got to bury it real quick. So you could have a lot of this, instead of throwing this in the landfill, in the trash, you can very easily just give it to your fruit trees. This is avocado, so this thing's going to be loving this. And over here I have more trees as well. Down here, see, I've been doing the same thing down here. There's an old eggshell right there. Down here I have an apple tree. Been doing the same thing. Peach, a huge peach tree right here. Been doing this exact same method here. So at one time I'll dig a hole here, then over here, and then over here. So I can go around the whole tree each time I'm dumping and never do the same spot twice. Okay, so it's a couple days later and I already accumulated some more food scraps for my kitchen. You can see I just fill this up, and that's about as much as I like to fill it before I go ahead and bury this. But like I said before, it's a good idea to keep track of where you are doing your piles at, because it's easy to kind of forget after doing it all the time, like where did I do it last, and you have to dig it up and try to figure it out. So you can see right here there's still some food scraps, so this is not one of the areas right there. I'm gonna go over to here, right by this apple tree here. I have some, this is called purslane, but let's do it right here. This looks like a good spot. Right behind this apple tree. Look at all the insects in there. So there is some food scraps that was buried here not too long ago. And you can see how much of that's getting broken down right now. The eggshells. So this all turns into fertilizer. What's this right here? An old banana peel. So again, this is a reason why you don't want to dig in the same spot twice. Give it a month or two. So all you have to do is go to a little different location that you haven't gone before. So I'm gonna go like right here. Let's go right here. Yep, this is another spot. I have some potatoes, actually, old rotting potatoes. I buried those as well. So go around over to here. What we'll do is, so those two spots are being used, so I don't think I've done any composting here in a while. So basically burying the food scraps in a new location here. This looks like a good spot. You can look how rich that soil is. So again, I'll do the same thing. Push some of this back, the soil, after you push the mulch back. Looks like something rotting there. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, we got some carrots, a grape, eggshells, banana, some just different things in there, zucchini, and some kiwi trimmings. So all vegetables and coffee grinds. So this is a great little food for the worms and all the bugs. So let's cover that back up with a little bit of dirt. Try to get a little bit of coverage again. Cover that back up. Again, very quick and easy. So there you have it, everybody. Just go ahead and water that again. Pack it down so it's completely covered. There you go. So this saves a lot of space as well. You can see I don't have to have a compost pile. I don't have to have a compost tumbler, any equipment. It's really just the mulch. On top is basically the carbon source. You're going to have the carbon and the which is the dried material. This is the carbon. You need this for the combination of the green of that food scraps mixed with these leaves and dry material. That combined with everything creates the perfect environment for everything to decompose correctly. And there's never any smell. I don't have some big ugly pile sitting here taking up valuable square foot, space in my yard. I don't really have that much space to be doing this. If you're an urban gardener, as I am in the city, we're very limited to the space you have, and so you have to get more creative. So I really recommend this technique. Very, very simple and effective, especially if you don't have a lot of free time, and again, a lot of free space. So all right, everybody, we'll see you guys next time, and get out there and keep on growing. See you next time. Hit that subscribe button, click like, and we'll see you guys on the next video. That's a basil plant.
an app